What's going on, everyone? Jeremy here from the Quartering. Big Thursday night, 5 o'clock. Be back on this channel. Sydney Watson and I are doing our Thursday show. We go from 5 to 7 discussing all the week's most interesting topics and taking your thoughts live. I'll leave a link in the pinned comment and in the description. Here's an interesting article that I kind of wanted to talk about this. It's a sensitive topic, especially in like how do I say this, like mixed viewership. You know, I know I have a strong opinion one way or the other. Many viewers in my audience. I don't tell people how to think. I don't want to tell you how to think. I have my opinions on things, but that's not what this is really about. I think we can all agree on some things. Not that long ago, a politician who goes by the name of Stacey Abrams made the absurd claim that there's no such thing as heartbeats in a fetus, and that it's manufactured sound designed to convince people that men have the right to control a woman's body. That's actually what this lunatic said. Allow me, I don't want you to think I'm making this up.
There is no such thing as a heartbeat at 6 weeks. It is a manufactured sound designed to convince people that men have the right to take control of a woman's body away from her.
I have so many questions. Who's manufacturing the sound? Is it a little Bluetooth speaker that people put in there with the baby to manufacture the sound? Is it in the machine where they scan the baby and it makes that sound? Is that fake? Who's they in this situation? Aliens? The man? The patriarchy? Is the patriarchy injecting the sound of heartbeats? I don't even understand. Obviously, it's scientifically incorrect according to two sources. Of course, she's incorrect. Before about, week 8 of many pregnancy, a doctor may refer to the fetus as an embryo. The heart of an embryo starts to beat around 5 to 6 weeks of pregnancy. So of course, like, it's ridiculous. And, a fetal heartbeat maybe is detected as early as 5 to 6 weeks. I mean, there are the people who life begins with conception. I'm not here to talk about that. I'm here to talk about, I think we can all agree that there's a heartbeat and that it's not manufactured. There's not a little MP3. There's not a little iPod mini crammed up there generating the sound. And Joe Rogan has spoken out and angered a bunch of people by, following the science. These are the follow the science people, I thought. Crazy cult talk. Joe Rogan blasts Stacey Abrams' claim that fetal heartbeats are a, quote, manufactured sound at 6 weeks. Joe Rogan blasted Democrat Georgia gubernatorial candidate Stacey Abrams' claim that fetal heartbeats at 6 weeks are, quote, a manufactured sound, calling it crazy cult talk. During Spotify's Joe Rogan Experience podcast Wednesday, the host was speaking with stand-up comedian Dave Smith about the wild ideological things Abrams said about unborn babies having no fetal heartbeat at 6 weeks. I mean, it's just ghoulish to perpetuate this in so many ways. Like, I get, wanting to, I don't know, push whatever you think your constituents are into. Apparently, Stacey Abrams' target demographic of voters are literal demon spawns. When you have people like, quote, when you have people like Stacey Abrams saying that the fetal heartbeat is an illusion, Rogan said he asked his producer exactly what her statement was. Quote, it's established biology that it's real, he added. This is wild, ideological, crazy cult talk. The host then read Abrams' comments that, quote, there's no such thing as a prenatal heartbeat at 6 weeks. The sound is manufactured. Just that statement alone should discredit you to the point where people should never listen to anything you say ever again, Rogan said. Who's manufacturing? What does that even mean? Abrams supports no limit on terminations, the host continued. That's crazy too, because you're saying like 8 months and 4 weeks, or 8 months and 3 weeks, rather, right before the kid's coming out. That's okay. I mean, yeah, that's what she supports. And it's, again, wild and ghoulish. A video recently surfaced of the Democrats' remarks on September 21st at the Ray Charles Performance Arts Center about the manufactured sounds. However, many scholars, scientists, and doctors agree that an unborn child's heart typically starts beating around 6 weeks gestation, as the Daily Wire previously reported. Rogan's comments came as part of a larger discussion on Wednesday's show about both the podcast host and his guest think that the establishment works very hard to make sure that you don't ever think a person on the left and a person on the right might have some things in common. And this is, of course, very true. And I talked about this in a video yesterday where, I said people need to spend more time, like interacting with regular people off the internet, not spending so much time terminally online, because you get it twisted. You get these like weird narratives. Like, imagine believing this is true. And there are people out there that agree with Stacey Abrams about this. Rogan said the culture war issues that we're seeing in the news every day, there's an element of distraction about that. No matter how much you think these issues are important, they are important, the host explained, but they're not talking about them because they're important. They're talking about them because they know this will solidify people's adherence to the ideology, which is exactly correct. They believe it's like the same reason when Republicans talk about late term procedures. It's like it's a tiny percentage of them, but they talk about it because they know it galvanizes their base. And same thing on the left when they say like, oh yeah, baby's 8 weeks, 8 months, 3 weeks, sure, go ahead. Put it in the dumpster. That's women's empowerment. To even utter these words should disqualify you from ever participating in like public discourse ever again, because it's just so ridiculous. Obviously, a lot of the parents saying, she's this constant meme. Apparently, Abrams thinks that there's a vast OBGYN conspiracy where moms and dads have been going to the doctor's offices for decades to listen to their baby's heartbeat, when in fact, it was a pre-recorded file. I mean, what? I don't even understand how this is an issue, why this is an issue. You could see, revealed Planned Parenthood watered down its fetal heartbeat guidance from saying a baby's heart does develop at 6 weeks to calling it embryonic cardiac activity a month before Stacey Abrams' incendiary comments. I mean, I wonder why that is. You know what I mean? Like, they'll do whatever they can to justify this. And like, I'm not a woman. I'm not a man who's had, that I know of, had a woman go through this procedure. I'm not here to pass judgment. But what I am curious about is, like, how do people vote for somebody who just says insane things like this? Like, oh, it's just a conspiracy. What? Like, in what world? Like, here, I had an ultrasound at 6 weeks. The heart was beating. Stacey Abrams was lying about that. She couldn't back it up if she tried. I mean, I guess who's the people behind? I'm curious to find out who the people are behind this manufacturing this fake audio. This probably be something we'll talk about on the show tonight that I hope you'll join us for right here on the channel at 5 o'clock. I'll leave a link in the pinned comment to the actual show tonight. You can click on it and then click notify me, so you get a little you might actually get a notification of a new video. Be curious to read the comments in the comment section down below. Who's behind the fake heartbeats? The best idea will get a pinned comment. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you leave a like on it and you hit that red subscribe button down below, and we'll talk to you again real soon.